Alright guys, hope you're all doing good today. We've got a crazy mix of stories coming out of IEM Cologne in the second half of the day. First up, s1mple just signed with BC.Game in one of the wildest roster moves we've seen in years. From dominating on FaZe at the major to now joining a team ranked 66 in the world. No one expected it. Meanwhile, Team Spirit secured playoffs behind yet another monster performance from donk. This guy dropped 142 ADR like it was nothing. Just absolutely hard carried against Aurora. On the flip side, Falcons are out. All that hype, all that money, and they still couldn't make it deep. And finally, G2 have handled business. They knocked out 3D Max and now just one series away. Hunter's calling was on point. Some Pius actually showed up and the squad looks dialed in. Let's break down all the action from Cologne. Let's kick this one off with the story that broke the internet. s1mple is officially joining BC.Game. That's right, the man who ruled Tier 1 CS is now suiting up for a team ranked 66 in the world. BC.Game dropped the announcement earlier today confirming the permanent signing of s1mple. He's replacing Nork, I think that's his name, as the team's opper, and by the looks of it, he's fully embracing the underdog role. In his own words on Twitter, if we have a look, Dobby is free, I just want to play. BC.Game gave me the chance, and they're serious about building a top tier team. Let's see what moves we make and how I can impact things. Maybe some things will change, maybe not. Only results will show. One wise man said, if you want to come back on Tier 1 scene, you need to join Tier 3 team. I haven't done anything for 2 years, it's time to change that. Can't waste / lose game time sitting on bench. It's a crazy one, man. We'll see who they build around him or what's going on, because I can't see him just joining blind. So, yeah, very interested and excited to see what happens here. Next up, Spirit are heading to the IEM Cologne playoffs after a dominant 2-0 win over Aurora. And the story of the series was simple. donk was just absolutely locked in. Aurora actually looked decent early on. They kept the first half competitive, hitting A site with some success, but the issue was what happened after the plant. donk and Zontix would just roll in from B and defuse anyway. Aurora couldn't build momentum, and Spirit kept control throughout. donk was everywhere, locking down long, clearing up mid, and ending rounds before they even started. What a time to be alive to witness such amazing talent. And then we move on to Nuke. This one looked dicey at first. Aurora led 9-3 and were punishing Spirit's upper holds. Zwei, the new guy, was completely lost. He died in every round during that stretch and only had one kill. xFloud even shouted across the server mid-game, "You need to wake up." But that's when donk took over. From that point on, it was all him. He dropped a 2.44 rating on Nuke, had 10 multi-kills, and went 9-0 in opening duels. Every time Aurora tried to hit A, donk was there from outside with a triple. They could not get past the kid. Zwei actually answered xFloud with a 3k later on, which helped Spirit close it out and definitely boosted his confidence, but the whole series was carried by donk. Plain and simple. donk ended the series with 60 kills, 141 ADR, and a 2.17 rating. Spirit now move on to face a Mouse, a team that's beaten them 3 times this year. So this matchup's going to be huge, and I have no idea who's going to win that. Next up, G2 versus 3D Max, and it was a smooth 2-0 for Hunter and the boys. This G2 lineup is starting to find some rhythm, and it's nice to see. This win puts them just one match away, and they took out 3D Max in fairly convincing fashion. Even though things were a bit shaky at the start of Ancient, 3D Max actually came out swinging. Body pulled off back-to-back aces in rounds 6 and 7, which gave them a 4-2 lead, but once G2 settled in, it was all over. They won 5 straight T rounds to close out Ancient 13-8, and Hunter's mid-round calling was really on point. On Inferno, G2 played it smart. They've picked it every series at Cologne so far, and despite it being s1mple old permaban map from his heroic days, they clearly trust him to adapt, and it paid off. s1mple actually top fragged with 17 kills on CT side, while G2 put up a flawless 7-0 half to close out the map 13-6. It's also been great seeing Mattis and Malbs MD settle into their roles. Mattis has that aggressive boiler lurk locked down, and Malbs is keeping banana pressure high every round. There's no flashy ego plays, it's just nice and clean CS. Now, G2 will face FURIA since they have beaten Falcons, and honestly, if they keep this structure and firepower combo, they might just pull it off. Okay, and wrapping up the day, we had FURIA versus Falcons, and yeah, this was a wild one I did not expect. On paper, this was supposed to be Falcons series. They've got the stacked roster, but FURIA just had more clutch and more composure when it counted. Poor showing from Nico as well. I'm not really sure what happened with him. Map 1 was train and Falcons looked solid. kyousuke and Kiksan found early impact, and Monosi's op came alive in the second half to help them close it out 13-7. Clean. But then Mirage happened, and that's when kyousuke turned up. Back-to-back 4Ks on the T side shifted all the momentum. Falcons were up after winning pistol, but FURIA grinded it back, and kyousuke entered the map with a 2.00 rating and 132 ADR. Pretty insane. The decider on Dust 2 started with kyousuke dropping a pistol round ace, and he just kept going. He had 5 multi-kills before the half and looked unstoppable, but it did not matter. FURIA came out on the break and won 8 straight rounds, just straight up steamrolled the Falcons T side. So yeah, Falcons are out, and that's another disappointing finish for a roster built to win trophies. But kyousuke's debut was unreal. He averaged a 1.51 rating across all 3 maps, topped the server, and honestly saved Falcons from getting blown out even harder. Huge shout out to Molodoy as well. Insane out of him. He really played hard, lights out. And even Nico said post-match that I played like shit. kyousuke kept us alive. So that kind of sums it up. So yeah, that's all for the first half of day 4 at IEM Cologne. Being a bit of a crazy day. These are tomorrow's what tomorrow's games are looking like. We'll have FaZe versus Aurora, the Ninjas versus Navi, Mongols versus Vitality, Mouse versus Spirit, G2 versus FURIA, and then the Group B lower bracket final. So yeah, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe. I'd greatly appreciate it. And as always, thanks for watching. Take care.